Hi there, welcome to New Journeys Counselling channel. For those of you who've never watched my channel before, my name is Marianne. I'm the founder and I'm also a counsellor at New Journeys Counselling. I provide counselling to couples, to individuals with depression and individuals with stress. So what I'm going to be talking about today is, because it's coming up to Christmas, so it's literally the 4th of December today. For a lot of people, Christmas is a really positive time. You know, you're excited, especially if you're a parent. You know, you're buying presents for the children, you're putting the tree up. It's a really, really positive time of the year. But what I want to talk about is for those people who find Christmas very stressful for whatever reason. So sometimes some of the reasons people might find Christmas stressful could be if they have had a recent bereavement, or maybe it's the first anniversary of the death of someone, so that will be the first Christmas where that person won't be there. So it's going to bring back a lot of memories. Obviously, if they had lots of particular things they did with a person, and you know, maybe they had a favourite chair, this person might have been life and soul of the party at Christmas, but they may be spending Christmas without this person there. Another form of stress that a lot of people talk about is financial. So I'm going to be doing a video series on the reasons, the things that cause stress generally. But this one is just focusing on Christmas. And I would say that this is probably a big, big cause of stress. So first of all, there's two sides to it. So you may have lots of children within the family who are really demanding in terms of what they want for Christmas. So maybe, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years ago, you could probably have just bought a jigsaw puzzle, or you know, something little, maybe a wooden train or anything. I'm not saying that's what you would buy for your children, but the point is, it wasn't as much of a big deal. Now with all the technology and with the demands that children, you know, have big lists of things, parents can feel quite they can feel that if they don't purchase these things for their child, that they're letting them down, or they can feel really guilty if they say no. So it's a lot of pressure, financial pressure and stress for lots of people. And even if you've not got a family and you haven't got children, the stress of Christmas, just in terms of being off work, maybe being invited to lots of parties, so financially that's going to cost a lot of money, having to buy presents for family members, spouses. And so it can be quite stressful in terms of finances. Another type of stress that can be caused, there's been a lot of research that states that during the holiday season there's a rise in domestic violence, and there's a rise in child abuse as well, or physical abuse and other forms of abuse. And I think the theory behind that is that because it's a tense time anyway, because you've got all this pressure, you know, you might have relatives come in, you might have to spend a lot of time together. Both parties, whether it's a family situation or a couple, are under stress anyway, individually. So when that family comes together, it can lead to more arguments, more stress, more explosions, and that's when it can also lead to more types of violence. And that's all as an outcome of the build-up to Christmas, but also on Christmas Day, because the other thing to think about is lots of alcohol is consumed during the holiday season. So if you combine stress of just, you know, having to worry about presents, stress having to worry about money, the cost of everything, stress of having people, maybe family members that you don't normally see, but they're coming to visit. And maybe there's people you get along with in the family, but it also can bring together lots of family members that you wouldn't normally spend time with. So putting everyone in a room and then adding lots of alcohol can be really, really stressful. It can be a lethal combination, really. And that's why it can lead to, you know, children being targeted, or partners being targeted because of the alcohol and the stress. So there's some of the things that lead to stress at Christmas. So rather than me just reeling off lots of things that can cause stress, I want to sort of give you 3 tips to survive the holiday period, really. Tip number 1 is, from this point, even from November really, if you could have done that, but definitely December, if you haven't already gone out and bought your children Christmas presents, set a budget. So what you do is you probably say to your child, Your budget's £50. So whatever you want for £50, or whether it's 100, whatever it is, you can have whatever you want as long as it falls within the budget. So there's two reasons for you doing this. One is that the budget that you set is what you can afford to spend. So instead of you having to think, my child wants the latest trainers, they want the latest this, they want that, and not actually calculating how much that's going to cost, you've already set them a budget so they can make that choice of what they want to spend that on. And it also takes away the stress from you then, because you already know what's going to be spent. Tip number 2 is try to do as much preparation mentally and also physically as you can before Christmas arrives. So what I mean by emotionally is that if you're already starting to get stressed, and it's just the 4th of December at the moment, and you're worried about who's going to be there, you're worried about whether you're going to get along with certain people, you're worried about the planning of it, sit down and write down all of the things that are causing you worry and how you can tackle them. So say if your Auntie Susan or whoever it is going to be flying over from America, or is going to be coming and you haven't seen her in 2 years and you're worried, why not give her a phone call and have a conversation? So just have a chat. How are you? Looking forward to seeing you at Christmas. Then you don't have to be worried anymore because you've already had a conversation, broken the ice, and you can then look forward to her coming. And when it comes to preparing the food, how about making a checklist of all the things you've got to buy, when you're going to go and do the shopping. Get other people as well, members of the family, to get involved and to sort of help with that as well. Okay, so that's tip number 2, is to be prepared. Well, tip number 1, sorry, was the budget. Tip number 2, be prepared. And the third tip is to just don't worry about Christmas until you actually get to Christmas Day. Stop spending the whole of December worried. So that's how you kind of just, you can even maybe replay a story of how you would want Christmas Day to go. So maybe if you visualise Christmas Day as really positive, so that everything's going to run smoothly, that these are my thoughts on how I want Christmas Day to be, then hopefully on the day it will be exactly how you visualised it. So that's just a tip to kind of for you to avoid stress, because stress and anxiety is usually caused by a worry about the future. It's unknown though, so it's the stress and anxiety that you don't actually know is going to happen, but you still have negative feelings about it. So they're 3 quick tips, and Christmas is a positive time for a lot of people, as I've said. But for many it's not. You know, there's a lot of people that don't have jobs, there's a lot of people that are struggling with addiction, there's lots of people who are homeless. So it's about really looking at all the things that are in your life that kind of can contribute to you having a less stressful time at Christmas, because you can have a good Christmas as well. So thank you for watching, and thank you everyone for continuing to support me on my videos. Please feel free to like, to share, to leave your comments and to subscribe, and I'll see you soon on another video. Take care, thank you for watching. Bye.